Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy Kid Sky. Hey, who I got in here with me tonight?
See, I was about to say, you usually say to the left, but we got it together.
You know what I'm saying? I'm quick on my feet with
It's
it.
the boy Chess_FDE on everything.
And then it's the Gifted Ruler on both Instagram and Twitch and Instagram and TikTok and Glock Buddy on Twitch.
Click clack.
This close.
This close. Yeah,
have
he's
a great
there. We got a guest though.
Yes, we do. Who got in here tonight?
Greg Popovich.
Me?
He gonna act like he don't know who he is.
I don't know who that is.
Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, I do. Big Al is what some people call me.
Big Al.
Big Al, and I say the biggest.
Yep.
Hey, that's right.
Big Al
You
say
got it.
biggest.
Algay at DJ Algay, DJAlgay.com, and Alabama Al on that other thing, Twitter.
On Twitter, you got Instagram, Facebook?
I got Facebook, yeah, DJ Algay.
There you go.
That's it.
You hear all that? DJ. You hear that?
yeah.
DJ.
It's called disc jockey. Yeah, that's it.
Can you scratch?
Do a little of this.
Can you scratch?
Yeah, if I have to.
Oh.
Anymore. I used to.
Word.
Back in the day, yeah.
Word. See,
That
we
was-
already getting into it already.
Oh, we look like we about to go have a little face off. So some shit going down.
Oh, you
bro.
could probably run circles around me now. I don't do much. You know, it was a long time. Did that for a long time and carrying crates of records, 2 turntables. You know, and those things, those techniques, they're 40 pounds a piece. And all those records. And I remember doing a party one time, and I'm doing all this mixing. Oh yeah, man, this is great, man. This is awesome. This is good. And I look up, and it's crickets. Everybody's off doing their own thing, and I just said, I'm done.
Really?
And I just started slamming stuff. I quit trying to mix things. I just try to put together a nice flow. And but I gave up trying to do all that. That's when I went digital. That's when I went to CDs. Then I went to everything on the computer. So yeah, it just wasn't worth it anymore. It was just like people didn't care. You just throw something out there good to dance, and they didn't care if I was. Now some of the clubs I worked in, yeah, you definitely did that. But this was long since after the club thing.
So I guess that lead into we're gonna talk about a little bit of time. Let's talk about time.
Let's talk about time.
That's our episode.
In your time, right? So you went digital. Before you went digital, where did you start?
I started at home on a record player at home when I was probably, in my teens. A little record player, and my father had this big honking reel-to-reel recorder. I mean, it was like this, that thick. And I started on there, making up my own stories, reading the news, playing DJ. That's where I started.
That's lit.
And then that went on for a while. Then one day, a buddy of mine ran he and his father owned a service station, real service station now, where they did servicing, mechanic and stuff. One of the biggest advertisers on this small town radio station where I was. And he walked in. Now here's this kid, 18 years old, same as me. We walk into this radio station, and he says, "This guy's doing all my voice for our commercials, for our shop." Now here's this 18-year-old kid telling the station manager what he's going to do, but that was the money. So I started doing commercials for them, and then they offered me a job. And first day on the air was Christmas Day, 1976. Yeah, scared to death. But this guy that was kind of helping me out, he says, "Rock it out." This was country now. This was 76 country. What was going on then? And he said, "Rock it out." He said, "Rock it out like you're at the top 40 station." So that's what I did, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So, yeah.
So you didn't know like DJing was gonna be like the ultimate thing?
No, I didn't. My father was a chiropractor, and so that's what I always thought that I was going to do. And I was going to follow suit, and I was in college, and as soon as he died, I said, I'm going to do what I want to do. So that's what I did, and left here. Went to Nashville, then went to Meridian, Mississippi, then ended up here and got into nightclubs here, which was a whole different thing than radio. Then I've gone back and forth, done nightclubs, then done radio, then nightclubs, done radio. So, and even there's why I didn't mean to, I just put it on. This was the last real radio station I went. It was an internet radio station.
That's where everything going right now. Yeah.
Well, it was cool. I could sit there in my office at home in my underwear and do my show, and I could do it anytime. I didn't have to do it in real time.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah, and it was cool. So,
so it's okay to not knowing what you want to do in life and stumbling upon it. Honestly, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm stumbling on the shit that I've never known throughout my life what I wanted to do. Solid.
Really?
I've always had ideas. Like, at one point, I was an MMA fighter. I was doing that through amateurly. I'm like 4 and 2. So I do that. Musically, perform. You know what I'm saying? It's always been something, but this is the most like solid I felt with doing this.
Yeah. Well, this is a cool thing that the technology has taken us in a totally different direction, and I knew I wanted to do it. I mean, I've done recording studios. I've worked there. I've done radio. I've done a smidgen of television, which I really didn't like. But anyway, to your point, I come from a different time.
Right.
I'll be 66 years old next month. Yeah, I know.
Hey, man.
Yeah, but no,
that's a feat in itself.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it depends on your personality as to where you're detail oriented. Sorry.
Teeth falling.
Yeah, these uppers are. Yeah. I think if you're detail oriented, not kind of floating around is not the way to go. But then I've seen people that are detail oriented, but then they're like, I don't know what to do. So, but it's not. But anyway, it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. If that's the way it is, I think if you're not, if you don't know, then you go from thing to thing to thing, and you get to experience stuff that other people. So if I'm straight laced and I'm going down this path, I've got to go to this path. I've got to stick with this. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Then you're not as exciting oriented. You don't get excited about going out of here and trying new things.
See, I think I was always towards the entertainment. It's just what lane of entertainment.
Right, yeah.
Let's kind of figure out where we at. You know what I'm saying?
You feel what I'm saying? It's inside of entertainment, but what lane will it be? Your voice? Will it be your physical appearance? Will it be, just your brain behind everything?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely have the face for radio. That's what I've been told too many times.
Yeah, you have the voice for silence. So.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with it. I've been fucking with Al for years now.
It's all right, man.
I've known Al for years. I love this man, bro.
I have to serve it up sometimes. Just throw up that beach ball and just like, I can take it. Go. I'm here. Go with it.
Me and Al been throwing shots back and forth for about 5, maybe 6 years now.
Yeah, he told me on too many occasions that I had to change my whole spiel up. Because when I get into and introduce the trivia, I have to. I've got on this one certain thing, and it just seems to flow. I don't have to think about it, and that's another thing too. I do that a lot of times because people aren't listening. They don't care. Because the very thing I tell them not to do, they hand in one of the slips, and it's. You idiot! I just told you not to do this. So yeah, it's I get where you're coming from, and I've tried. I seriously, I've laid awake at night with you thinking like in the background. I said, "What's Chess gonna say when I try to change it up? Is he gonna come out there like, hey man, good job, you changed it up? Good deal."
Now I don't even work there anymore.
No, yeah. Well,
Bray was heartbreaking telling you that, man. I don't know what happened to Chess. Fired him, bro.
Yeah, I asked him, like, where was he? So, like, crap. Well, then, I mean, then you came in the other night.
That was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last night we saw him and Jay pointed out, he was like, bro, you look young, bro. He was like, bro, I'm happy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, you do look young, bro. You look over there, you look energized.
I don't have the stress of somebody else's business affairs on my back. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the only reason you go clock in for somebody else is for your benefit, but it's so they can pay their bills and they'll get their livelihood going on.
Yeah.
So when niggas telling me they buying other fucking stores and they need production to go up because, you know what I mean, money is low and people stealing, so they the cost and they raising prices and up. Now, come on, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm supposed to be here for 8 hours and go the fuck home. That's all on you. You feel what I'm saying? So when you bring that shit to me and I start thinking about that and then thinking whether I should help you with inventory and help you, that's beside my means. You taking away from the energy that I want to put towards this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I love. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, yeah, like I told you, man, I can go ahead. I can drive for literally, let's say, 24 hours within 2 days. And I can make almost what I was making in 2 weeks.
And that's just starting out.
Yeah.
So now the possibilities are.
And they have incentives with this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I drive a certain amount of hours, I get hundreds of dollars on top of those. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I have no reason to want to be somewhere. I literally choose my schedule. If I choose to drive for 12, sleep for 6, wake up and drive again for another 12, right there, inside of that 30 hours, I made almost just as much money as I worked for that 80 hours that I worked for the 2 weeks.
I'm telling y'all, being an Uber driver is where it's at.
Bro,
There's money in Uber, bro. I'm telling you.
And I'm catching these places that have high pay. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey, times. We talking about times. This is one of those things. Times
real.
have changed. Bro.
Yeah.
You gotta think, we came from an era where they was like,
Taxi
don't you
cab.
ever get into a stranger's car.
Oh, yeah.
You better not ever get into a stranger asks you for a ride or tells you he can get you. Don't ever do. Yeah, you got people
Right.
ordering rides from
Yeah.
strangers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what? This is a whole different era, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it's a whole different time. But the shit is amazing, bro, because the money, that just shows you that there's so much money that people just are just
Not tapped
throwing
into.
away.
Well, there was a time where, like you said, you didn't do things like this. I mean, there was a time when there were drive-throughs when I was a kid. Then all that went away, and now that's back. You didn't have anything like that. When you wanted something, you had to go get it.
Yeah.
You couldn't order it. Well, you could order things through a catalog, but it would take weeks to get it instead of just a couple of days. So it's a whole.
Yeah, like early East Bay when they started that shit. It was the magazine.
Oh, okay.
Pressure.
I'm gonna catch content, bro. He gonna ask us for a snack in a minute.
Man. Oh, look out, man.
Boy, y'all got some cookies. I see some crackers earlier. Where they at?
I see some clover out in the yard.
Bro.
If it's good enough for the groundhog, it's good enough for me.
No, man.
No. Sorry.
It's a good time. It's a good time, man. It's a
Yeah.
good time to be alive with technology and everything going on. If you had a chance to go back and tell, let's say, your younger self something, let's say, let's say our
Right.
age. Like, if you was able to go back to around, like, what, average age of us, 32?
Yeah.
Give about that. If you was go back and tell your 32 self something, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself not to quit because I had several things on the string that I was doing, and I let other people dictate what I was going to do. I can think of at least 3 different situations where I had somebody else to influence me and tell me, you need to be doing this, not what you're doing.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And I did it, and it was just. But one of those times, it would not have set me in motion to be here.
Okay.
I would not have met my wife.
Okay.
You know, and again, we've been together next month to be 37 years. So something's got to be
37.
Thank
Happy
you. Yeah.
anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Real.
So it would not have set that in motion. So what do? You're like, well, okay, if I had not have met her, then I might have met somebody else. Yeah.
So basically, be choosy with the advice you get. You know.
Yeah. Make sure you weigh it, you know, and but by all means, do what's best for you.
Yeah.
You know, you can always do. I wanted to be a chiropractor. That's because my father wanted me to. I had my father, my uncle, another cousin. Ended up, there's been 4 more cousins, all chiropractors. And that's really how, y'all don't know this either, but that's how I ended up here in Atlanta, because I was going to chiropractic school. And I finished.
So you're technically a licensed chiropractor.
I'm not licensed. That's part of the problem. I finished, and I could not pass the test. Could not pass the test.
Really?
Yep.
So that was that a sign? That this wasn't the right path to go down?
I guess. But then I met my wife, and we thought we kind of were on track here to get me finished and where I could pass. There's two major tests you take. One is a standardized nationwide test that everybody takes.
Okay.
Then you take a state-by-state test. I know for a fact I could have passed anybody's state test. The standardized test is where I had the problem. And yeah, it was not pretty, and I took it, God, I don't know how many times. I don't know how much time and money that I spent, and I finally just gave up. So, yeah. So I know. Isn't that stupid? Somebody have spent all that time and money.
They never tell you what it was that you got
it.
wrong?
Oh, no. Not on the standardized, no.
They don't never tell you what you got wrong.
They just said you just...
See, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Why not tell somebody their mistakes so they can correct them?
Because they know that this guy's going to go back again and try it again and spend all this money. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up with all this. I grew up with chiropractic. I knew all these people at home that I could have gone back and had, done anything I wanted, punched my own ticket. But
So they don't even want you to pass. They just want your money for the test.
To be honest with you, what I didn't do, what I didn't pass or couldn't pass, I don't know. So how close I was,
Right.
Who knows?
Not being told.
And not being told, you like whether or not that's true or not. But maybe, if you want to talk about the man, yeah.
We talk about the man a lot.
All
You
the
talk about the
time.
man, yeah.
Going back to what you said about doing what's best for you, like it took me a long time to realize that, because I went through most of my life doing whatever my parents wanted me to do. I went to college because my parents wanted me to. You know what I'm saying? I did all these different majors, did all these different things because my parents were telling me to do it. Now I'm just like, man, it's all about me now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what we did with our children. I took those experiences and pretty much told them, do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. Especially my youngest. God almighty, this kid is so smart. So smart, and he's into this. This is his medium. AV is unbelievable, the stuff he knows. And he went to school. He went to college. He went to 2 or 3 semesters, and comes home and said, like, I know about this than they do. I'm done. And I'm like, oh, come on, college education, please, come on. And then I'm thinking, no, if that's what's right for him, then he ended up, when he quit, he was in Rhode Island working for a major multinational media conglomerate, and he was doing a couple of side jobs. He was working 3 jobs. He was making 6 figures in all 3.
Wow.
With no college education.
Yeah, so that's amazing.
Oh, he put some scratch out. He made some bank big time.
Wow.
And he's been living off that the last 2 years, doing some side stuff. But so
Wow.
You know, there's your argument right there.
Is that it's what you know or who you know, or is that a mixture of both?
No, it's what you know.
That was definitely what you know scenario.
He knew some people. He knew people, but they were a bunch of crooks anyway. They didn't know how to run businesses, and I mean maybe for like what you were talking about was following along, you know, getting behind the, you know, getting somebody to lead you by the nose, you know, fine, but. You know, it's just he did what he wanted to do. He did exactly what he wanted to do.
He had great leadership and guidance. So,
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to advise him. I didn't go in and say, like my father-in-law does, even to me, that still to this day, all of us, he's like, what you ought to do.
Yeah.
And then he'll follow it up with, but do whatever you want to do now. It's up to you. And then when you don't do it, then he gets mad. Bless his heart, my father-in-law is a wonderful man. He was like my second father, but I've heard so many like, what you ought to do.
There's a lot of people out there that think they got the answers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They always going to input. They always going to, especially if they love you. They think in their head they're doing best for you. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes it's appreciated, but it's not always, the most insightful thing you need to hear at that time.
At that time, especially if you know the information that they're telling you.
Yeah,
if you've already came with that conclusion yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Well, there's so many people that don't do the research. You know, they don't look into it. They just go off half-cocked.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget quitting a job one time, and I came home and told my wife that I'd quit, and she's like, well, I didn't know anything about that. Did you talk to me about it? Did we discuss this, whether this is what we need to do? You know, you got a young family. You know, we've got mortgage. We got car payments. You know, what are you going to do? And I was back at work in 2 weeks, but, you know, for half the pay.
Yeah.
But if I'd have stuck where I was, it was another nightclub. If I'd have stuck where I was, I'd have shot myself.
Your happiness.
Yeah.
Right.
I went to another nightclub, which was for half the pay, but the restrictions weren't.
Stress.
Way less stress. Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to. I'm glad you made that decision.
Yeah.
Big Isles here.
Right, yeah.
We're right here.
On the smoke section, you know?
That's right.
Let that bullet with your name on it travel down the road somewhere. Let that go. That shit already got it.
Well, how did you guys end up doing this? Was it you said there was something kind of you always wanted to do, or did you just fall into it? Or he looks like an influencer. I know about this one.
All right, so I'm gonna let him tell the story. I'm gonna let Sky tell it.
All right, so I started streaming on Twitch. You know, that's where I started. Then it was this random idea that popped into my head. You know, eventually I wanted to start a podcast because it's part of my brand. You know what I'm saying? It was overall brand thinking, and I thought about it. 2 people instantly popped into my head, man. And Chess was one of them, and Derek was literally the other one. And what's crazy about everything is it's like I came over here one day to what did we do that day, bro? Did we do some music?
We came over here to actually shoot the first
Yeah,
episode.
to actually shoot the first episode of the podcast, and
we had never actually got in touch.
We never talked to him at all about it.
Coincidentally,
he randomly came that day.
He hit me up and said,
wow, was that
"Hey,
meant
bro,
to
what
be?
you doing? Can I stop by?" And I said, "Yeah, we're actually about to shoot this podcast, you know." And
instantly, bro, once I thought about the podcast, and 2 people popped in my head, and it was so crazy how he came through randomly.
Wow, cool.
Randomly.
Isn't that weird the way that works sometimes?
Yeah, how shit works out, man.
he literally asked him, and he said, "I got time, let's go."
Yeah.
We sat down and we did that. We started on the corner of that dining room table.
Yeah.
That's where we started at.
Nice.
To this.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Just like I said earlier, I've always been a person who's not known what I wanted to do. So like I haven't jumped and did a lot of shit. But this is like the most how everything happened. This is the most most good I felt about doing something in my life.
Yeah.
And I can feel like as long as I can impact other people and help other people out as well as myself and my friends, it's an A+ for me. And I feel like that's what I'm doing here. You know, we talk about stuff. We you know what I'm saying. we get vulnerable with each other, you know, and I feel like
Yeah, I've watched your other podcasts.
Oh, you watched the other episode?
I've not watched every minute of all of them,
Yeah.
but I've watched, quite
I know
a bit.
about 7 seconds.
Say, oh no! Good job, by the way, because he does all the stuff I've seen so far. The quality's been really good, really good.
joint ventures in this motherfucker.
Which what I've seen and heard of a lot of others. I think somebody some try to be too slick, but then some try to be, whatever.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like that's kind of yeah. But I think you guys have found a happy medium here. So
Because we don't force it.
Yeah.
right, yeah, no.
Nothing here is being forced.
It's just all conversation between the bros.
And then there's me.
You a bro.
Oh.
We've known you more than
bro.
this is weird. I've always looked at you as just like that uncle, you know what I'm saying? That be at the
Yeah,
cookout.
Uncle Al.
You know what I'm
Creepy
saying?
Uncle Al.
I didn't say creepy
and-
Uncle
no,
Al.
I did.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that. I was one of those niggas. He's the uncle at the barbecue. That's like,
Bro.
where this crazy motherfucker at? You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be the barbecue without him. But you be like, well, where this motherfucker at? You
For real.
know what I'm saying?
I had my Wednesday night trivia game. I host trivia games, by the way. That's how I know these jokers. In Roswell. And I started my spiel, and I introduced myself as Creepy Uncle Al. Well, I the first time this one team had played with me a few weeks, they hand their slip in with their team name on it, and it's touched by an uncle.
Oh my gosh.
I fell out. It was one of the funny. I mean, it was. Yeah, I guess touched by an angel. It played on that.
Yeah.
But then what I had just said, and
Yeah.
they took that, and that was that's one of the that's got to be the best team names I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was very creative.
And I tell people all the time that I love telling people
Instantaneous
that.
at that.
Huh?
It was very instant.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I'm very self-deprecating. I mean, I crap on myself a lot.
Yeah.
But and I try to be funny. I try to be amusing, and so that's a part of what I do with my thing, and it just kind of came that way. I came out, started out serious, and then kind of went to progress to what you see. So I'm just doing what I enjoy doing, and that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Jack, I don't see any script here.
It's Weird Al
Yeah,
Popovich.
Oh, that's what you was expecting?
Yeah.
Weird Al Popovich.
No,
Weird Al Popovich.
I've been called Weird Al too many times too.
Yeah, but Popovich.
Yeah.
Weird Al
No,
Popovich.
not Popovich. No, you're the only one.
I'm telling you, bro, you look like Greg Popovich, bro.
I know who that is. I think I've got. I haven't seen him lately, so I don't know if he's.
You got the
You
beard.
don't have a height. You don't have a height, does it? He tall.
Yeah. Well, he played. How many years did he play?
Enough.
I mean, he played enough to be.
coached enough.
Coached enough, yeah. So he was a forward. So he was at least 6'8", 6'9", 6'8",
he
something
up
like
there.
that. Yeah.
I've
didn't
always
even
known
know.
him as a
Yeah.
coach.
I didn't know Greg
I
Popovich
wasn't
just
as,
played.
as a
And he
player.
played for was it the Pistons or the
Oh, he was NBA player too.
yeah.
My
Oh,
gosh, I did not know that. Bro.
Yeah.
He's an NBA coach. What
I
do
didn't
you
know
think
that
he-
either.
And he was coached. I can't remember who he coached. Was it Denver?
No, he coached Dallas.
Dallas. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
No, San Antonio. I'm still tripping over here. San Antonio.
Okay. I don't know.
Greg
I
Popovich is
thought I
San
knew, but I
Antonio.
guess.
Tim Duncan
It's
was
Texas. It's San Antonio. Yeah, San Antonio. all
And
day
he
long.
went to.
He's still with San Antonio to this day.
Who did he? I'm trying to think who he played for.
Over here tripping, bro.
If there was only some way.
I did not know Greg
If there was
Popovich.
only a such thing called Google.
Yeah. If there was only. I use DuckDuckGo.
Google. I don't know who he played for. See, what era was this? What was the competition?
Oh, this was 80s.
Not Jordan, but pre-Jordan.
Oh no, this is pre-Jordan.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson and them.
Yeah, that was right in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about
Can't load this page. Why the heck
Hothead,
not?
what was his name? God damn, I just said Bill Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe towards the end of
Bill Walton's
yeah,
career.
Bill Walton. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Come on.
Crazy. I did not know that.
So we talking about the Dennis Rodman.
It's for some reason it's not loading. I
The
don't
Dennis
know.
Rodman, the motherfucking Isaiah Thomas. We talking about inside of that little era.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if I thought those being cute, and if there was some way to look it up, but it doesn't want to look up.
Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Imagine Karl Malone, an NBA coach, though.
You know, Karl Malone is an asshole. For real, for real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not loading.
He an asshole.
Imagine Jordan as
He
NBA
cool
coach.
as shit. He just an asshole, huh?
Imagine Jordan as the NBA coach.
Jordan an asshole too.
Exactly.
Because that was one thing I was hoping Kobe had got into.
He a owner, nigga. Fucking being a coach.
I was hoping Kobe was going to go into coaching.
That nigga's a owner, man.
I literally thought Kobe was going to go into coaching and coach the Lakers.
Oh, Kobe was going to franchise a WNBA team and be one of the first NBA players to coach, the head coach of WNBA team.
Oh.
Guarantee it. And he was going to do it with a team that was going to draft his daughter in the first round. I guarantee that shit.
I think Jordan would have been. I don't know. I can't. It won't. For some reason, it won't connect. I think Jordan would have been a terrible coach because I think, to me, he would have wanted you to play just like him.
Yeah, he demand perfection.
Yeah. And I think that would have
That's
been.
why owner. That's why he's an owner.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. I throw motherfuckers in position to do what you do and make it great. I trust you. And I am in.
Yeah, I can see that because he'll get mad if motherfucking Charlotte lose.
But I mean, you see how they moving though.
Yeah.
That team is on point. You feel what I'm saying? They put people in order. Like LaMelo is gonna be a star for a while.